the most venerable student children and Damcho with other venerables and everyone in this room. I'm so happy to be invited by Venerable Jordan and everyone to Sravasti Abbey. Although it's my first trip, but I do feel I'm at home with Sravasti Abbey. So, 再次的嘞。Since I was asked to say something, to share something with you, so I think the best topic might be my teacher, Geshe Rinpoche Sopa. Yeah. As you all have known, he is reincarnated and has returned to Deer Park last week. So there are some stories that I would like to share with you, which can prove, from my point of view, that he is the real mental continuum of my previous teacher, Geshe Sopa. So in order not to talk too long, I had to cut into the chest, okay?
Talk as long as you like.
No, that's not good. I don't want to get everybody hungry. But I can add some other stories later, how I become his student. But first of all, I want to share some story that since he was chosen by His Holiness in, I think, early March, after His Holiness finished his retreat up the Lhasa, then, His Holiness office notified Deer Park that this young boy, Tenzin Ngawang, living in Toronto, has been chosen as the reincarnation of Geshe Sopala. Then, of course, the Deer Park monks are so happy, and also we, the students, are so happy to know that. So the first story is when 3 monks from Deer Park bring the certificate, of course they had to call, the family first, but, they want to present the certificate of children, the reincarnation from His Holiness to their home, to the parents. So when they arrived, now the young Rinpoche, Tenzin Ngawang Rinpoche, only saw 3 monks coming to their home. So immediately he asked, where are the 3 other monks? Actually, there are 6 monks in Deer Park. I think the Rinpoche is thinking, why? You all 6 monks should come together to see me. And then he was scheduled to meet His Holiness to Damcho, the cut hair, in I think it's May 5th. So I just happened to organize a Chinese scientist dialogue with His Holiness in Dharamsala. So I purposely, because I'm the organizer, so I purposely put the 2 schedules together that I can meet Geshe-la's reincarnation. This is nothing wrong, okay? Although it's our private reason, but it's nothing wrong, okay? So after the conference with His Holiness, I stay longer, to wait to meet the Rinpoche. So we have the first dinner, first lunch in May 5th. And he is, put on the robe, the young monk. It looked really nice and cute. And then I just offer kada and give to him. The first sight, with two eyes meet. I think it's a deep touch that I immediately feel this boy is the one. There's some sort of very natural feeling that he have the quality of Geshe-la, And then the second day lunch, after we all finish lunch, he's still 7 years old kid. So he's running around, and suddenly I was sitting on the chair. He came to me and said to me, "Can I borrow your crutch?" I said, no. This is my horse. I need it, Then he ran away. After 5 minutes, he came back to me and said to me, "I'm sorry." I said, "Why?" And he said, "I have been rude." I said, No, you are not rude, but you could be nicer, Now, the story, why I say the crutch and hose, because when I was Geshe-la students, I'm a disabled, I always need my crutch, right? So Geshe-la always point, this crutch is my horse. So I think through this, crutch and hose, he is telling me something and I'm replying something. That's the memory from the Moche's past life. This happened just randomly, But I think it's a sign again, yeah. Then the third story is that in the welcome ceremony last Thursday, when he was led by the Changzhe, the Sherab, the manager of Deer Park, to the Deer Park Gomba, the temple. This is the first time he returns. So when we enter the temple, he just pointed to the upstairs. He told Sherab, there is a room upstairs. Actually, the room is the late Geshe Sopala stayed almost 5 years in his last life, his last age. So he knows. And then after the welcome ceremony, yes, then the finish, that one was a little bit short. I think maybe less than 1 hour because less people attended. So I went out and he took off his robe and become like a normal, ordinary kid, running away, running around. So suddenly he ran to me and came to me and said, seriously, he said, "I remember you." So this is the story just happened to Geshe-la's reincarnation with me for the past days. I just want to share this because I feel the guru-disciple relationship is so vital, so essential to our Dharma practice. When Geshe-la passed away, I came back to translate for Tisun Poche that year, 2014. But I know he was here, and maybe, we'll pass soon. So I deliberately changed my airplane ticket. I postponed my, return trip, so that I don't need to went back Taiwan and come to Deer Park again. And also, Rinpoche stayed. So at the last week, almost our just patient, Ganden Rinpoche, went to Geshe-la's room, recite Yamataka Sadhana, Vajrayogini Sadhana, in front of Geshe-la. I am the other one who came with Rinpoche to sit. Geshe-la at the time lie on a sick bed, So I was kind of like Guncho, stay close to his feet. Of course, the Rinpoche sit. So I cannot recite sadhana, but I want to accompany him. So we have done this probably 5 days. Then one morning, noon around 11 o'clock, we were told Geshe-la stop his breath. Then he stayed 7 days of Tudam. That Rinpoche lead other Rinpoche and Lamas to do, all this puja, that actually is recite the sadhana and the Shengimbo at night. So in the cremation, there are some miracles really happened. But even that, during his pass, there are also many miraculous phenomena happening in Deer Park. I will not tell you anything, okay? Because this is secret. So since then, they asked his Holiness to write the sweet written prayers for Geshe Sovala. And I'm the Chinese translator for the prayer. And since then, I recite the Chinese version of prayer every morning when I wake up. We have been waiting for 11 years. It's a long time. But we Geshe-la students never give up hope. We are so determined to find him back. So this wish has been fulfilled. So we thank to Gyalwa Rinpoche, to His Holiness, and to his family to allow him to come back to be with us again. So this is the first part I want to say. But I'm not saying that, Buddha said you should check everything, right? Not only because somebody told you something, or even Buddha said you had to examine, you had to investigate my teaching. Don't just trust my word. So with this, I always remember that Venerable Tuden Choden, once we discussed about the reincarnation, Venerable reminded me, he is not the same person of his previous life. So I don't see this young Rinpoche that way. They are not the same, yet they are not different. I think for Geshe-la's return, the purpose is to continue the teaching, to continue the guru-disciple relationship. Because like me, I'm so dumb, so stupid, so lazy, I still need his teaching and help. Not saying that this young boy can teach me Dharma right away. But as I told you, the stories, that, the real encounter with Rinpoche is also another form of teaching for me. That many things we don't trust because we haven't seen. So Geshe-la used to say, oh, the Westerners, they had to see everything and then they trust. Whatever they haven't seen, they don't trust. They don't believe. It's also correct attitude, really. It's scientific, it's reasonable, it's rational. But yet there's something beyond our knowledge, our experience. Even though how mystical it is, still, we could not deny it. That's where the faith comes from. I have total faith to my teacher because he is my spiritual father. Whatever knowledge I have of the Dharma is given by him. So that's the faith. My teacher could not, will never abandon me. That's the trust I have for three jewels, for Triple Gem. Because Buddha has done that, so the Arya Sangha must also do that. So I think in order not to speak too much, this part should end, okay? And then I want to talk about my feeling to come here. I really appreciate that through the tireless effort of venerable children, you build up a pure land of practicing Dharma. This is so rare. Especially, I have been Venerable's long-time friend, maybe over 20 years. We have he teach me many things, but I would say exchange, okay, at this moment, yeah, about a lot of ideas. But one thing I really appreciate for her is that her openness. The openness doesn't exist much in Tibetan tradition. They are much more conservative. But they have good reason to be conservative. They want to keep their cultural heritage. They had to be like that way. Otherwise, lose the essence of the Tibetan culture, which also a loss to us. But I'm a Taiwanese. I grew up in the modern world. I received modern education. And then I came to United States to study. So, this world is a modern one which already has been globalized. That I think in this world, everyone is connected. Every part of the world are also connected. We cannot just stay in our own tradition. We must exchange. We must share. We must create. So, thank you, Venerable. I think Sravasti Abbey is the best example of the global Buddhism in United States. Last night, you remind me to the Tara Hall to have this more Chinese kind of ceremony. I feel so warm. Because those melodies is what I get used to listen in Taiwan. Buddha never divided, right? So let's put all the tradition together. Let's make it as a whole. The wholeness of Buddhism is totally just about the pure Dharma. that help people to liberate from the suffering of samsara. People already divide themselves so much. We don't need to do that more. So, you bring me back to be with you. So I will come back again with you. Thank you.